Alrighty guys, welcome back. It is what Kawa just said, our last game. It may not be our last game. That depends on Evil Geniuses. They're up 1 game to nothing against Stay Free. If they win this game too, well, Kawa gets to sleep. He's had a long 17, 18-hour day of producing from the Ace Dota 2 League to WePlay to now the ES Prime Dota 2 Cup. We're live with our Game 2 of EG vs Stay Free. I'm Gods. Joining me, as has been the last couple of games, is Vic Ramond, and here we've got it, Vic. Game 2, do EG take it? They've got a Wisp, and well, what can Stay Free do against that?
Well, there's various things that they can certainly try. I don't know whether I would love for this to go to a third game, but I don't know whether Kawa's
Kawa will
constitution
go
is gonna
insane.
be able to.
He's already like getting very close to that stage, and I
Yeah,
worry for his mental and physical health.
me too. Because I mean, I assume he's right back at him in another, I don't know, 7 hours.
I'm also not sure what our as employers what our legal obligations are. If he like loses the plot and just like ends up clucking on
Mm.
the streets, like are we somehow to blame for that? Like,
That's well, it depends on your benefits package, but
yeah, if he comes at us like a month from now suing us for mental damage, we take no responsibility. I'm sure there was some clause somewhere saying, hey, um, you going insane is your own shit.
right, you may have to write one in. Either way, EG, they won the first game. I think they feel that they sort of. You can clearly see they go for sort of an outskill. Like, we feel that we're more skilled than you, so we're just going to abuse you globally. With the Chen, one of the most, he has the global presence with the heal. He has the capability to be anywhere by just, good rotations and good usage of his creeps. And they have Io. This is a definitive hero, more banned these days. It's very rare that we actually see it make it through and get picked, but
50-hour
EG haven't, and so far Stay Free haven't really drafted a counter. Few as they are.
Yeah, I think so. Like heroes like Gyrocopters, Carrier always nice because you can preemptively drop cooldowns and blow up the Wisp. Naga Siren's always great, although banned out here. So
Naga's the alliance tech against Io, but it's these days it's just banned.
all right. Well, we'll see. Stay Free, just not really prepared too much against it. EG just happy to pick up a Chen with their second pick, so right off the back picking their two supports up. I don't think they're too worried about who they put with the Wisp. I think they just love running this hero as a support in general.
Yeah, and it's Wisp. Io doesn't really necessitate you to take heroes like Chaos Knight. They're nice, and it's a great combination, but there's very few heroes that Io can't do some sort of productive activity with. Meanwhile, Stay Free actually valuing the Razor very highly, taking it second. And again, I'm somewhat intrigued at this choice. Not that Corrupted Disciple is a bad hero, but I think they may have wanted the OD. Like, the intent here may have been to grab the OD, but EG actually very cannily banning it, because they would never pick it. But Stay Free certainly could try again with the Outworld Devourer, and now they don't have the option to.
All right. Well, they Stay Free go back for a Rubik. I guess OD Razor is both kind of like I always think it's nice picking up both the two heroes because you're like denying the counter, but I never really see it be that successful just because you have two kind of similar single target heroes who don't really gank all that well, who don't really team fight all that well. It always just feels a bit too clunky for my liking.
Right. It's sometimes you can make the Razor safe lane pay off if you're just sufficiently aggressive and he gets good farm early and just kind of dominates the field. Either way, Stay Free will have to go for something else. Rubik, a pretty nice pickup here for support. There's all sorts of things that he can, even just with the two heroes drafted by EG, they know exactly what the support loadout for EG is, so they can try to configure against that. Now with Rubik, Stay Free have one more sort of support slot. They may go for something that's still anti-Wisp. I don't know. No Gyro, as you said, the preemptive call down an option. I almost think they have to be a little more aggressive about stopping it now. Maybe like even something like Disruptor might be good.
Yeah, I guess you can send one back and kill the other, but your
It's not
lanes
bad.
will
Actually,
get...
Alliance used to run EGM on Disruptor before they came across
Yeah.
Support Naga as a response to Io.
They would just have such a weak laning stage and just
It's
general
true.
mid game with the Disruptor. It feels like
Yeah.
they have no damage output. Rubik Disruptor,
That's true.
neither here with much damage. Darkseer is no damage. Razor no damage.
Yeah.
It's
No, you're absolutely right.
yeah.
And
I like where
I
EG
do-
have gone picking up the Gyrocopter. This is a hero that, I mean, doesn't obviously synergize well with a Wisp, but always just seems to nicely protect the Gyrocopter in fights and in the early game stages.
I think so. And it's not so bad with the IO, honestly. Because of the power of Rocket Barrage, especially early on, like just as the IO hit 6, there's a potential damage source. They go for Spear Breaker, and I suppose this is their second support. So Stay Free, continuing with that NA Dota meta with the Spear Breaker.
I like how we get some Space Scout coming in. We'll see how aggressive they can get. Not the best, like, as far as mid-game damage output or burst damage, but if you can get some early ganks going, you don't really need the burst damage in the very early game laning stages, so...
It's a shame Troll is banned. If they could have gotten
Yeah.
Troll and Spearbreaker and then maybe Rubik 5th, that would have been... I think that would have been really quite nice. Even so, EG, I like the Gyrocopter pick. I like that they kept it out of Stay Free, but to be fair, if Razor has a sufficiently good game, there's a section of gameplay between about 10 minutes and 20 minutes where Gyro is going to have difficulty actually doing any damage whatsoever in fights. Nobody cares if you flak everybody if you're flacking for 2 points of damage.
Yeah. Well, EG have... I think they like doing this. They get multi-core heroes. Last game they had 3 true, like, carry heroes in a way. This time around it's Nature's Prophet, a great off-lane farmer. They have the Gyrocopter for the safe lane. They haven't got MSS hero yet for the middle lane, but it'll be some kind of a tempo control, I imagine. They don't want to get too greedy here when they're up against a Spirit Breaker who's going to be going for a lot of early game ganks, but they want to get something that is fairly durable, which is where, well, Stay Free ban out the puck, one of those heroes which is actually quite hard for a Spirit Breaker to gank out.
Right, yeah, it's EG. I still think this definitely just pure globally focused lineup, and it's going to be really difficult for Stay Free to actually keep it all together as just an IO with a Gyrocopter and a Universe Nature's Prophet, probably his best performing hero just statistically, and if things go badly, they still have the Hand of God from Chen. Because I do expect Fear to be leveling extremely quickly on that early on. If their lanes are solid, they won't need the Chen to go anywhere really. So he could just sit there and farm.
Yeah, I don't imagine the way EG like to play. It reminds me of a lot of like speed gaming and stuff. They'll get fairly greedy and focus more on the farming rather than the early game ganking. I mean, that last game it was 4 kills for each of the 2 teams at 20 minutes in, and it definitely favored EG because they just seem to be a lot more efficient with their jungle routines. They seem to get more out of their lanes, and they also just draft in a way where they have the advantage in the laning stage as far as who's getting more last hits and farming better. So it does seem to suit their style, playing these more passive, non-aggressive kind of games.
Yeah, whereas Stay Free, they may just seek to respond to that with extreme aggression. Try to catch EG off balance before they have the option of a lot of their global presence, because of course Nature's Prophet, he is able to teleport pretty quickly. We did see Empire with that roaming Nature's Prophet a few games ago. But it does sacrifice a lot of his farming capacity, and IO can't do anything globally until level 6. So maybe this is just, we picked the Spirit Breaker, we picked this Bounty Hunter, we're going to get up in your face, we're going to play this like it's NEL, and just try to brush you off the map early.
I agree, definitely agree. It seems like that face rush IG style, where they're just going to keep on going at EG. They've got to get a ton of early kills. If they've got 4 kills at 20 minutes in this game, they've lost. Even if it's 4-0 in their favor, they've lost. They've got to be getting complete just domination from the early game, getting kill after kill. They need to be getting like 1 kill a minute almost with a lineup like this.
I completely agree, and to their credit, it was too late by the 5th pick to back out of that, so I like that they doubled down.
Yeah.
Like Bounty Hunter, if you're getting 4 kills, is a useless pick entirely. But if they can get those kills, that's what's going to make you actually win the game and not just be ahead and then fall apart.
How do they look to lane this though? Like Bounty Hunter, is this going to be a safe lane farmer, or is it going to be an off lane Bounty Hunter with a solo mid Darkseer? I'm wondering what.
To me, it looks like it's probably off-lane Bounty, mid Darkseer, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on. I mean, EG still has to get a mid, and Darkseer's. Actually, I'm kind of surprised at this DK because I think Darkseer's just fine against this.
Yeah, I think DK is fine against everything though. Mid. That's it's one of those just like. To me,
no, I'm wrong. It's burning. So it's burning tri-course farming bounty, tri-lane farming bounty.
Oh, okay. Stay Free really trying something a bit different here in game number 2. Down a game, and they want a farming bounty hunter.
So I think what they're doing here is they wanted to set up the Dragon Knight versus Razor, because we just saw just how favored that is a matchup for Razor. Yeah. So they'd rather have that than have the Darkseer. Not that he does quite well against Dragon Knight, but not nearly as dominant as Razor. So they feel that if they can at least win mid convincingly, I mean, it's not like they have a hard carry in the first place. So it's not like there's somebody else who would go into that tri-lane that would be so much better than the Bounty Hunter. It really would just be Razor.
Yeah, and I think Razor is much more of a lane dominator in some ways. So you want to put a safe lane carry who's not really that dominant and just looking to win his lane. So
right. The other thing is, and I've seen there's a cool philosophy here too that I actually appreciate from this tri-lane Bounty Hunter is Dignitas did this as well in a couple of games earlier this year. Is if your lineup is based entirely. Like, if Bounty Hunter doesn't hit a good 6 and have decent farm early, they might as well just not show up to this game, right? So it's much, much easier to guarantee Bounty Hunter those levels in a tri-lane safe than it is in the off-lane. So at the very worst, they know that Bounty Hunter will be online. what they do with that is their business, really.
All right, well, we'll introduce our two teams here. It is game number 2 of Stay Free up against Evil Geniuses. On the Radiant side, it is going to be the Hon boys, the former Hon professional team. Stay Free are going to have Corey playing the Carry Farming Bounty Hunter, PPD, Peter Pandan, going to be playing the Spirit Breaker, Enzo on the Razor, Trout, the captain, playing the Rubik, and then finally it's Michael Bublé, a.k.a. Zai. He's going to be handling the offlane Darkseer.
Yep. And looking towards EG, up 1-0 here, wants to head into, I guess it's the semifinals, so this would advance them to the finals tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, so good play from them so far, of course. MSS, Mojo Stormstout, going to go into the middle on Dragon Knight, one of the newest players to the pro scene on this team, but has shown great facility so far. Trilane will be composed of Fogged on the Io, Fear on the Chen, and Jo on the Gyrocopter. Can't see this going anywhere but top yet. Alright, so that's the safe lane Trilane. And then Universe will be on the Nature's Prophet, one of his best heroes, in the bottom lane.
Gets pulled a couple clarities early on. I imagine he's going to be looked to be as annoying as possible, blocking off multiple pull camps for the Radiant team. Does it be careful, because Charge Spirit Breaker, one of those great heroes to have against Nature's Prophet in general.
Yeah, Universe, I still think he should be able to find his levels, but certainly if they can put a lot of pressure on the Nature's Prophet, even keep him off the lane, it's an interesting battle, because if he gets those blocks with Treants consistently, I feel that Stay Free just start the game off so far behind. If the Trilane supports have to be in the lane, taking XP away from Bounty Hunter, I feel that the entire getting your Bounty Hunter safe lane is almost deflected. So they have to be good about getting rid of those Treants.
30 seconds.
Well, maybe feeding some Treant gold XP. Nope, it's going to expire. Bounty Hunter was hoping for that one, but it looks like he's going to summon more Treants from base, send them on down bottom. These ones will last until the 30-second pull camp and be hopefully used to block him. But he is going to go laning bottom, not going to go for that straight-up jungle, which you sometimes see. Has picked up a Glove of Haste, so the Glove of Haste kind of suggests he's going to be laning bottom only for a very short amount of time. Because if you want to just spend a lot of time being annoying blocking the pull camp, you don't often go for this Glove of Haste first. He's going to want to maybe block it till the 1-minute mark, maybe the 2-minute mark, but then he's going to go straight into that jungle.
Yeah, I agree with you. The loadout definitely suggests that. If he can just get a couple blocks, he's already done his job. Actually, Corey doing a pretty good job of body blocking these so far. They slip by him, and I think that means it's going to be a Treant block of at least the 30-second spawn. Yeah. I just don't see them chewing through the HP of all of these, especially with... where is their other support? Okay, I found him.
Yeah, he came through the river.
Invis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, he's got more Treants coming out. Oh! He only just got that block off, actually. That one Treant coming around for the Magic Bush only just in time. And he's also pulling some creeps from behind the tower. No, not CCing doing so, but he's ruined the creep equilibrium. So this lane is going to push out and get himself some experience, it looks like, as well as blocking that 1-minute spawn.
Right. Definitely many happy returns for Universe so far in this offlane, even with the not fully committed to offlaning strat. Meanwhile, in the mid, looks fairly even so far. In fact, MSS actually is a tiny bit ahead, but he doesn't have that much regen here. He's just rushed straight for the bottle, so it's very important that this bottle actually come to him. If Enzo decides to just charge ahead, did he go boots first? No, he didn't. Alright, this should be a fairly safe, fast bottle for MSS, and I think because the bottle will come so soon, MSS is going to have a much easier time than Smash did as Dragon Knight.
I think we'll see a much more even CS than that game there. I don't even think Razor will win the CS battle, particularly anything very dominant. Maybe he'll get a few extra denies. Then the DK not really able to get denies, but he should farm just fine using the Breath Fire or Breathe Fire spam.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a very promising start for EG. The most questionable lane was this middle one, and now that MSS managed to hit that very fast bottle timing, due in part to saving some money, I think that was really a key pickup for him, and it'll help him a lot in this lane. I mean, top lane, obviously, is no problem.
Yeah, top lane's been abandoned by the Dark, so he's gone straight into the jungle. Actually, a bit out of mana here, so his jungle is getting slowed down a bit, and, well... we do see DK losing all his damage in the middle lane, which means he can only rely on that Flame Breath to last hit, but the Static Link isn't going to last long enough that this will cause him to miss more than maybe a couple CS.
Razor does have 7 denies to DK's 1s. That is the power of the Static Link, even if the DK does have Breathe Fire available.
Yeah, they're very even, like 6 CS to the 5 CS on the actual last hits, but the denies is what's going to be really annoying. MSS going to start refilling his bottle, come back to the lane, and is level 3 now, so has that second point in his nuke, and should do okay as far as...
Bullman in the mix?
Yeah, this is going to be a Space Cow initiation. This is going to be First Blood. Universe has no way out of this one, and... well, there's your Trilane. They get the Orb of Venom on their Bounty Hunter and manage to find themselves a first blood 2.5 minutes in the game. The first of hopefully many kills to come for this Stay Free lineup.
Yeah, works for me. They've now sent Spirit Breaker to the bottom lane where he's immediately set upon by Jay.
Yeah.
Jay's like, get out of my house, buddy.
Yeah, what this fast tier 1 tower it looks like. They're going to bring in the Chen as well, who's got a Satyr Tormentor, so has the Shockwave spam. And I don't imagine PPD can defend this tower, but hey, he can maybe just stall it going down as well as get some experience here in the top lane.
Perhaps he can get some experience. If he tries to get too close, I feel like they can punish him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not, actually. Because he can always charge away, worst comes to worst. But
there's a homing
I just don't
missile.
see him getting that much XP.
This will force him right back.
Yeah.
That.
I don't know if I agree with this. I feel he should have just stayed with Trouf down here. Because killing Universe gives you the opportunity to finally have a creep spawn.
Yeah, I guess the idea is the lane's going to eventually... So you may not be getting experience yet, but it's going to keep on pushing the tier 2, although most of that creep wave already dead, so... Tier 1 tower going to get picked up. Jo will get... No, doesn't get the last hit. Mistimes it, unfortunately. But bit of bonus gold there is missed out on by Jo, but he's still farming just fine here in the top lane.
Yeah, although, it has to be said, Corey is a little bit, just a smidge ahead in the safe lane carry farm. Bullman heading towards Universe once again.
He better TP soon. 3 seconds on cooldown. I don't know if he knows this is coming. He's TPing top. A lift is there. He can still TP after. He needs to TP right away. The charge is coming. It's not going to be here in time. He just gets out.
Good work. Good instincts from Universe there. And they timed that as well as they possibly could.
I think his teammates probably would have told him when the Spirit Breaker started charging from top lane because they did have vision and really nicely played.
Yeah, but the great thing is he did not go immediately. Yeah. He timed it very carefully so that he'd get out, but still managed to get as much farm as possible before that. So, good min-maxing from Universe.
Yeah, either, well, or got a little bit lucky, who knows. But I'm sure a lot of that was calculated.
Yeah, I mean, Universe is a pretty good player. I think most of his stuff is probably pretty calculated.
Well, time being, we do see more damage being stolen from Dragon in the mid lane. This is annoying, but not much he can do about it except turn around, Flame Breath, maybe even go for a stun under the tower if he gets close enough. But MSS, well... He's still doing okay. He's up to 12 CS to the 22 of the Razor, so he's getting beaten by a fairly sizable margin.
Right. The main thing to me is just the denies. It's the fact that MSS, he's getting to level 6, but pretty slowly. He's more than a full level behind the Razor, owing to the fact that we're talking about 1 deny versus 15.
Yeah. Once he's level 6, you can look towards EG going for a kill on him, maybe. Oh,
PPD, PPD. Where's the Sprout? No Sprout.
They can't actually get the tether stun. They're trying to get this tether stun off, but they can't actually do it because he's hugging the tree line. So Jo couldn't actually get around them for the tether stun because of how he just ran along that tree line.
Yeah. Space Cow doing a very good job surviving there. And the thing I really like about this sort of off-lane Spirit Breaker is, hey, he has not died. He's gotten some XP, but almost more importantly than that, he hasn't taken any XP away from the Bounty Hunter other than that one time he went into gank. So this is a level 6 Corey versus level 5 Jo. And actually, Stay Free's levels are looking really healthy.
Bounty Hunter picks up the Treads now as well. So not going for the Phase Boots for the extra burst damage with the Janata, but the Tread's going to just give him more damage over time with the attack speed. Interesting little deviation in the common Bounty Hunter build.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Fear is... Actually, I'm surprised. Fear is only just hitting level 5 as well. He did spend some time pushing, so they got the tier 1 tower. He assisted in a couple of attempted gigs on the Spirit Breaker, but... Mechanism should be up relatively soon. That's the good news. Bad news is, I don't know. I feel if Stay Free have a moment, it's coming up. EG haven't forced it to not happen. Yeah,
Stay Free have been very quiet. I mean, sort of talked about they only have 4 kills by 20 minutes. Stay Free are going to lose this game. And it doesn't feel like... It's not really the first 5-10 minutes of the game where Stay Free are strong enough. It's once they get their level 6s, have Spirit Breaker with an ultimate as well as charge, have Bounty Hunter with track, which he's now got. They need to start looking for kills, and that's got to come very soon. Maybe they're waiting for something like a Darkseer mech as well, but... I feel Stay Free can't stay quiet for too much longer here. Otherwise, EG just walk away with their farm.
Absolutely. I think now that they have the levels, as you said, Gods, it's time. It's fairly early. They should announce an end to the lane phase. Maybe announce it in the form of a big old Spirit Breaker charge into somebody's face and just try to get the consistent kills coming in. And here is the beginning of that. Bounty Hunter, if he were just trying to free farm, he would not be rotating and doing what he is right now. But that's exactly what he's doing. They may have wanted to wait for Spirit Breaker 6, but they don't have time for that.
Well, there's your charge. Track as well coming out. Maybe a Tether Stun can actually stop this charge, and it does! PPD doesn't get the charge off, and Jo survives it.
That's a good positioning by Fog there to ensure that the Tether Stun stops the charging cow. And ouch! I mean, Corey TP'd for that. They really thought that they could start the kill train off, and he used all his mana. He heads home. Spirit Breaker, sad existence for this
That's
cow.
a big investment when you your safe lane carry TPs up there. I guess it does leave the lane open to Rubik, who can now hit level 6 and get a couple CS towards his Arcane Boots, whatever it may be, but it's still like your main farming hero rotating for absolutely nothing. Then he has to go home and heal before coming back towards the top lane.
It's pretty brutal for Stay Free. This Spirit Breaker is creeping his way towards Nether Strike. I think Nether Strike will help. Of course, Wisp cannot stop that with a simple tether.
EG can just 5-man though. Chen plus Dragonite, one of the quintessential pushing lineups that EG have run so many times in the past, and heroes like Bounty Hunter, Spirit Breaker do not go well against this. There's going to be a charge going in on Fever. It looks like they want to bring him down. Dragonite going to drop a stun here. There's a cooldown from Geo. Going to catch it. Looks like 2 heroes with the first wave. The second wave only catching out the Rubik, and looks like the turnaround not quite successful yet for EG. They haven't been able to kill anyone off, but they force Stay Free back. Only losing the Chen there. Doing a decent chunk of damage to this tier 2 tower as well, so I think EG going to be okay with that trade, even though they give up a kill.
Yeah, for what it's worth, it is a track kill. It's exactly what Stay Free need to be doing. And for what it's worth, also, EG had most of their team there. So you talked about that push combo. I think that's 100% why they picked Dragonite, is for Chen, Dragonite, Nature's Prophet, try to answer this push, we dare you. Even if we lose lanes, we'll push. But because they're pushing, they've already clumped up as 5 relatively early in the game. And just look at the level loadout. They're pretty much behind 1 level on every relevant hero.
Yeah. It's the Radiant team with the bit of an edge there. The Chen, the Wisp not hitting level 6, so no relocate, no Hand of God yet. I guess Chen will have a mech. I guess for EG, I think they rushed that 5-man push a bit. They should be waiting till Chen has a completed mech as well as his level 7. They should maybe wait for Gyrocop to at least have his drums or at least an Ogre Club to give him the extra HP he needs to just be a bit more durable. I just feel in general they're just rushing things a bit with that 5-man.
I think so. Maybe they want to go to bed, or maybe they just want to take this series, move on to the finals.
Yeah, it's only 6 p.m. on the US West Coast here.
Oh, maybe an early night. I don't know.
This is one of like the few tournaments actually at somewhat decent times for American players.
That's true. Maybe they want to go play NEL.
It's going to be the European players who will have to struggle maybe tomorrow with the finals being played quite
That's
late.
True. That's a great point.
But
I mean, Universe is leveling well. He's the main guy who's really not this far behind, simply because he did get that fast Midas. You noted the Gloves of Haste early, and obviously that usually gets turned into a Midas. So, I mean, again, as we've said again and again, if Stay Free let this go, Nature's Prophet alone could just trample over this game.
Well, as it is, Darkseid gets his mech up, so he gets it a bit faster than the Chen does, but this is your off-lane 3-position Darkseid compared to a 4-position Chen here. He's about to hit level 6, possibly level 7. He's got himself a nice little neutral stack here, which will get him at least level 6, probably 6.5, and almost enough gold for that completed mech.
And EG, they've adopted such a defensive posture. Everybody's sitting either under a tower or out of vision range, where we know that right now Spirit Breaker is relatively dangerous. So we just won't show our faces. We can still farm. We've got multiple jungle-capable heroes. Sure, the IO isn't going to level especially fast, although Fogged is very close to 6. Actually, there he is. So we're happy as long as you're not killing us, because we'll leap ahead quickly.
And they see the Bounty Hunter on the map, so they know it's safe to farm in these lanes. Sure, they're staying near towers, but at the same time, it's just a Spirit Breaker charge. There's no surprise Bounty Hunter coming out of Shadow Walk with a track as well as Shuriken Toss coming into play.
Okay. Meanwhile, PPD diving very deep. Universe thinks he's safe here, but he's actually not.
Oh.
Here comes the Spirit Breaker, hits him. There's the Nether Strike. Universe going very low. Just a Fade Bolt is enough to
Wisp
get the rest of
relocates
that.
in, though. They want to turn this one around, and there's going to be an immediate buyback from Nature's Prophet. Drops the ultimate. Luckily, Stay Free have themselves a mech here. That mech could just save their lives here. Another charge coming out of PPD here. He wants to get another kill, and it looks like they bring down the Wisp. The Gyrocopter, the Nature's Prophet for a second time. This is exactly how Stay Free need to be using their lineup. They've done a fantastic job here. Although MSF's going to show up, they want to bring down Enzo, and Enzo on the run. The Flame Breath not quite going to be enough. He's got 2 HP. The Corrosive Attack is not lethal, and as a result, Razor survives it. A 4 for nothing trade. In fact, they killed Nature's Prophet twice.
We've got a game, boys. That was a great dive, and that's Spirit Breaker for you, right? EG just got a taste of what every single public matchmaking player in Dota 2 has been experiencing for the last several months.
And complaining about for a long, long time.
Yep, I think there's some comments in chat right now about it. I mean, the deep dive there, it is a very, very potent hero with that maxed Greater Bash. That he's just going max damage here, because of course there's a bash guaranteed on the Nether Strike, and a bash guaranteed on the charge. So maxing the bash gives you amazing damage for a level 7 support. That gives him treads and earn.
Oh man, that to me is EG just thinking like they should just not be trying to defend that tower. I guess they decide, hey look, they died past the tier 1, we can try and counter gank, but they should just let Nature's Prophet die, not use the buyback, and just got in farming two, 3 other lanes. They're out farming Stay Free. Looking at earlier on at the CS, they were doing much better, but now with giving up kills like that, with taking time away from actually last hitting, they're actually starting to fall behind on farm as well as giving up all these kills.
Yeah, I mean, and now JO is quite behind on net worth relative to Zai. Well, really, all the cores, Zai, Corey, and Enzo. And Universe, who went that early Midas, we said it was going really well for him. Now that he's died twice, including a buyback in between, this guy's sitting on Midas, period.
Yeah. Well, for Stay Free, they're picking up these early game aggressive items. The drums on the Bounty Hunter, Spirit Breaker with the Tread Zone you talked about as a support hero at 13 minutes. That's fantastic. And then your Razor's got his phase drum, so they've got all the mobility in the world. And, well, Darkseer, energy booster, I'm guessing he's just going to pick up some arcane boots here for the team, because his team do maybe have some mana problems. And with this, Stay Free just, well, they can kind of fight EG's 5-man now. They've got the early game items they need with a big edge over EG.
Yeah, I think Stay Free, this is a very, very, very good start for them, but they have to keep the pressure up. They have to continue putting up kills, because as you said, Gods, if they only have this much kills, this is fine for where they are in the game right now, but they have to continue layering onto it. In fact, right now their wards are, like, this ward is fairly defensive, as is this one. I would like to see them start placing some pretty more offense-based observer wards, like between this tier 1 and tier 2, for instance.
Or like the bottom tier 2 tower in the EG jungle, wherever. That's where you can find those charge setups. I guess they can use Bounty Hunter for vision, have him like just track heroes with Shadow Walk and then use the charge from that, but
smart play by Bounty Hunter there. He started running away from the homing missile in stealth, but then he turns around and eats it just outside of the vision range of the tower, which would have actually caused
TP and immediate stun on PPD. They're trying to bring down the Spirit Breaker here. He's going to turn around, actually looked for a charge, it looks like, immediately cancelled, and I think EG are going to get this kill on PPD. Stay Free decide to cut their losses. They're going to just send Darkseer and Bounty Hunter home. And,
yeah, I don't think they could have turned that around. Trouf had no way of getting there, really, because they don't have the tier 1 top tower. Maybe if they have the tier 1... Oh, okay.
Quick pause coming out as Spirit Breaker disconnected. He has got the buyback, so they can't just wait for him.
He's their only death. That was a rage quit.
Yeah. All right, GG.
GG.
PPD. He's done.
It's a PPD PGG quit.
He's the American version of PGG. Is that it?
Nah, PPD is a trooper. He's gonna stay in.
3 of these Stay Free players are Canadian, as someone in the chat pointed out. So, mostly Canadian team. You Americans can't claim them as your own.
None of the great teams claim as their own. They all have some Canadian influence.
Yeah. As it stands, though, Stay Free have a pretty sizable lead, 7.5k gold lead. 7.5k experience lead, and the items are kind of showing. They've actually got, at the same time, the items are showing, but they've gone for very just like these cheap, more cost-effective items. Like they've got drums on 2 heroes, they've got Urn, they've got mech on the Darkseer. It's not like they're going for big late-game items on their carry heroes and leading by 7.5k gold. So for EG, they're not thinking, oh crap, we're behind and we're going to get completely destroyed in a late-game scenario. They're thinking, hey, look, even with SF having these item advantage, the EG can still group up and push. Like 7k gold deficit doesn't really matter when you've got this kind of a team push from EG, and considering all that gold's gone into items like drums.
I agree. I mean, Stay Free are very effective right now, but for instance, as you mentioned, the doubling up on the drums, you're only benefiting from one of those 2 auras in a 5v5 situation. Whereas EG, who's sitting on only 1 drum, even if their heroes are softer than yours, they're getting a little more equity out of each point of farm than you are. Now, I don't really contest Stay Free's decision to go these items. I think that's what they wanted to do to get to... They don't want to go late against late, and they don't really want to go push against push. What they just want is to increase what they're good at or mitigate their difficulties. Yeah. So I think it's fine, all the items they picked up.
I'm looking forward to see what where Stay Free look to go with this, because late game they haven't got much carry. EG have a much easier to execute lineup in the sense they can just resort to some Rat Dota with the split push from Universe as well as the Wisp. They can just have great mobility on the map. They can 5-man push. They've got a number of options for Stay Free. They've got just one, which to me is just constantly gank, be aggressive, take as many kills as you can in the next 10-15 minutes.
Right. And EG, meanwhile, are just going to seek to do the semi-night push with the Chen and the Dragon Knight and just assume that Stay Free will probably not trash you in another 5v5 fight if you start as 5v5 rather than relocating in. So, and I don't think Stay Free can... Look how many creeps there are here. How do you actually kill all this stuff?
Well, EG take an uncontested tower, and like when you're behind this much gold and taking towers, you know you're still looking okay here. Charge is going to come. It's on Fogged here. He needs to tether out soon. Does do so. The track, the Shuriken is there. He'll take a bit of damage, but I imagine this charge does get cancelled, and yep, it's already been cancelled by PPD.
Yeah, I mean, EG pretty much doing exactly what they needed to there. Get the tower, get out, don't lose any deaths, force Stay Free to group up as 5 and not get kills, because every minute that this game just sort of goes without anything happening is a very, very bad minute for Stay Free. Corey is hunting now with the Bounty Hunter. Again, due to the lack of very deep wards from them, they have to use the Bounty Hunter for some scouting purposes. And this actually is... It's a bit of a waste, because keep in mind this was the safe lane farming bounty, and any time he spent scouting, he's not moving towards Desolator, he's not finishing a BKB.
Yeah. Stay Free still grouped up somewhat here at the top lane. They pop the mech. They may try and deal some with this Chen Creep army, but the tier 1 tower is maybe what their goal is here. I'm sure they just love a fight here as well. Like, they don't want maybe a straight-on 5-on-5 fight, but they can get some pickoffs to go with this tower. It'd be exactly what they're hoping for.
I think they'll go. The Spirit Breaker is sitting here so he can get the maximum like acceleration time on his charge, so... Razor has a haste rune. I can't imagine Stay Free doesn't just dive this. If I know these players at all. Here we go. Bullman in the mix.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker's charging on in. They want to dive under this tower. The Bounty Hunter going to get some early traction. They want to go on Jayo. Jayo, no BKB yet. The tether comes, but it's too late. They've already lost Jayo. The wall goes down as well. Nice initiation from Stay Free. There's a buyback from Jayo. They're going to try to turn this fight around, and Stay Free immediately retreat when that buyback comes. Nice decision from them, but now they've got to make sure they don't give up too many kills. EG are chasing, but they can't really find anyone right now. PPD's got a TP as well, and it looks like Stay Free may get out scot-free.
He's got 5 seconds until his Charge of Darkness. I don't think EG are going to be able to finish this chase. And of course, they knew that they had Razor Haste. And so between all those heroes, you're not going to catch them. I think that's a more than worthy trade for Stay Free. They get a track kill, they force out the buyback from Jayo, so you're talking about getting your entire team about, what, 700 gold, and then you cost the Gyrocopter upwards of 1,000.
Yeah. I think they needed to use a Gyrocopter buyback regardless, otherwise EG lose 3, maybe 4 heroes there. So it's a big win for Stay Free, but EG, they buy back, and they just go straight into their 5-man push. They're feeling confident here in the middle lane. You need to be careful. The long-range AoE damage comes in. The mech gets popped by Fear very early. He has not got Mountain. He has not got an ulti. PPD goes and gets Tether stunned here. DK stuns the Bounty Hunter. Gyrocopter cooldown goes down, but they've lost Universe. He gets picked up by the Spirit Breaker. The Iron Shell on Spirit Breaker. Another great synergy of this Stay Free lineup, and EG are getting forced back. Track goes down on Fogged, and Fogged taking a lot of damage. Shuriken Toss is there. 1 or 2 more right-clicks with the Plasma Field may get this kill. Oh, Razor going to decide not to go for it. The Plasma Field was still on cooldown. He couldn't chase it much further.
Yeah.
It looks like the Wisp will survive.
Again, I think the nice thing about Stay Free is they're playing an extremely aggressive, completely hyperactive balls-to-the-wall lineup, but they're doing so in a relatively patient way. Like, we take a kill on one of your high-value targets, we don't necessarily want to overcommit against a team with better 5-man. Like, let's not. Let's just peel back, take that kill, and not go too far under your Tier 2 tower and potentially end up with Rock's Kiss Empire 4-minute unpredictable situation that we can't control.
Only in the Russian Dota teams will you get something like that.
Yeah.
So we need PGG to return. His team was like famous for doing games like that.
Yeah, until the re.
Those guys played some safe Dota. I was disappointed.
Yeah, it was disappointing for sure.
But
Jayo, at this point, reduced to basically farming the jungle, and now this is wards I like. I like this a lot more.
Yes.
Stay Free now have a staging area if they want to just have Bounty Hunter spot somebody and Spirit Breaker jump the heck in. He's now level 9. The Spirit Breaker's going places. Going places like towards Fear.
Yep, it's going to be it looks like an easy kill on Fear. I don't even know if the Spirit Breaker is needed. The mech does get popped. Bounty Hunter still chasing.
Actually,
is there backup from EG? It doesn't look like it's coming. Wisp not in range. He's actually tethered up Jayo, and well, that's a track kill as well.
So if EG really wants to punish, they could give it a shot, but Stay Free are now all here. Yeah, I don't know. BKB done for Razor. I don't know. Stay Free are actually... The great thing is, all of their kills are happening, or a lot of their kills are happening with 3 or 4 people there. So track is just giving them so much as well as the assist gold. The AoE gold, I should say.
The safe lane farming Bounty Hunter somewhat justifying itself. Now a level 2 track as well on top of that. I guess for EG, the one kind of saving grace is that maybe late game, Stay Free lacked the damage output. But with a A
For
Razor
sure.
with a BKB can start thinking about an Aghanim Scepter, and Bounty Hunter, once he's got BKB, can start thinking about a Desolator or some kind of a damage item. So,
Right?
Stay Free do have late game damage options. Not to mention, Spirit Breaker is like the perfect anti-BKB late game
Right.
hero.
He's
And he's off
amazing
again.
against your BKBs. He doesn't give two hoots. And I don't know, I think it's actually really strong for Stay Free to just push at a certain point. Once the Desolator is up, here's the charge again. But Dezo and Eye of the Storm are going to tear apart towers. With Ags, of course. Oh my god. Universe is like not even there, and Fear is going to drop in 2 seconds as well. They might not even have time to track. They do. They get
EG
another
just
track.
falling one by one here, and Stay Free, they've got the BKB on Razor, getting aggressive. They're going to force a tether out from Fogged in.
I like it. I really like what Stay Free are doing here. They're just running EG off the map, and as much as you might critique the Bounty Hunter, I'm not gonna crap on anything Burning has done, right? He's done safe lane bounty, so I trust him.
Yeah.
And they reestablished the wards on this pass through as well. EG spent all this time going into this jungle, clearing out their wards, like check out the CG Sentry. And they're just right back up.
I think the sentries missed most of these wards as well. It's the funny thing. Like, Stay Free going for some unusual ward spots here as well as here. And that's just something
that's
EG
a
wasn't
really-
expecting.
But they knocked down all the trees, so this ward, which usually sees nothing, actually sees a huge portion of this jungle.
Yeah. Well, now towers start to fall. Stay Free get the tier 1 top tower. They're going to TP Corey towards the bottom lane, but as it stands, oh, this could be a potential kill here. Jo as well as Fog. The charge is on, and uh-oh. Jo's got no backup here apart from the Wisp. The tether's not there in time, and the stun hits 2. Oh, it looks like PPD thinking twice about this. Fogged is actually the target. Corey going to get stunned up, and PPD, he'd backed off. He should have maybe gone for an ulti there on Fog, playing a bit too safe for his own good.
That was a little bit safe, but they are down 1-0. They really don't want to lose a game that right now they're up 10k. 10k at 20 minutes against EG is no laughing matter. Stay Free really going for this all-in lineup, and it's going well so far.
Yeah, it's working out really well for me. EG down 11 kills to 1, a 10k gold deficit, and Jo just doesn't have the farm he needs. He actually goes back for a Helmsman Dominator, so not going for a BKB. Going for a greedier play here, maybe thinking he can stack some Ancients, but I'm sure Stay Free will be all over that.
I don't even know who PPD was charging there, but he has, because of this Bounty Hunter, and because PPD has been part of 9 of 11 kills, this is a support Spirit Breaker who has Treads earn Vlads. This is not bad at all. Plus, all of EG's damage, like everything we want to talk about, is physical. Nature's Prophet, Dragon Knight, Gyro.
Yeah. Well,
Dire's middle tower is under
EG,
attack.
1 kill this entire game, and all of a sudden, the lineup, which was meant to be good at 5-man pushing and just sort of sitting back and playing passively, is getting overrun by this Stay Free aggression.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
Do you think DK is just kind of like a outdated pick?
No, I think DK is fantastic.
All right.
Personally, that's
Oh
my
yeah, I
personal
forgot that
opinion
you
here.
like DK a lot.
I think DK is just like the quintessential solo mid hero, like in this current metagame with the bottle crowing, with all he offers. I mean, I think he's a really just good versatile hero that fits into lots of
Okay,
lineups. But
fair enough. I look at all these mids that people are running, like OD and Shadow Fiend and Timbersaw, and they do so much more damage than Dragon Knight until he's level 16. Like in this game, it's not that the DK is doing badly, but what is he doing?
Yeah.
MSS is a great player, but what's he contributed? Maybe with Shadowblade he does more.
He may have the potential to initiate using this, but it's going to be Stay Free with an Aegis on their side as well now. Bounty Hunter picks that one up, and EG just don't have much as far as item pickups go. They have gotten a 4-star on Universe as well as the Shadowblade on the Dragon Knight, but it feels like Stay Free are just going to be somewhat unkillable. EG just don't seem to be lacking damage output at this point in the game.
Yeah, especially against the high armor now that you had the Vladimir's offering. I mean, Spearbreaker himself has 13 armor. That's it's 44% physical damage reduction against a team that, like, they're not going to burst you down with magic. Their only really high damage magic thing is call down.
Yep. Well, PPD was looking for another charge at the top lane. He's getting spotted out, so EG do have some good observer wards, scouting out these charges across the map, but PPD, regardless, swinging in towards this mid lane. Where the Wisp Gyrocopter are, they can always relocate should a fight break out in the bottom lane, but I imagine EG may just have to let some of these outer towers go at this point. They're just too far behind.
I think EG have to let the outer towers go, but I do think EG need to do something, and I don't quite have a good understanding of what it is, before Aghanims and Desolator
Get a
hit
pick
the
off
field.
at top, maybe. Spirit Breaker, he's already backed off, though. Dragon Knight was looking to Shadowblade in with a stun, but he got spotted out by a Radiant Observer Ward here. And as a result...
Just about to expire, but just in time, yeah. I just feel like once Desolator is up for Bounty Hunter, and BKB's done with 1600 gold, and once Aghanims is done for Razor, I think suddenly EG aren't the team with the push.
Yeah.
And when your entire lineup is push focused, and you're not the team with the better push, that's pretty grim gamers.
No, I definitely agree. Safely just getting just great item distribution across their lineup here. Your 3-position Darkseid's got his Mech 4 staff, and it's getting a lot more gold in his pockets. Even the Rubik, seeing on 1600 gold, can pick up the Ghost Scepter, maybe a 4 staff, whatever he really wants to get for his team. So all in all, Stay Free are just all complete control. They're winning this game by 15,000 gold lead over EG. This is just 25 minutes in. EG are in dire straits.
Right. And even though Stay Free may not seem like they have a ton of kills, they only have 11. The fact is that they've held down EG. I mean, God, Universe is cliff farming because it's the only place he feels like he's safe. That's not good. Cliff farming is not strong.
Yeah, when you can't farm your own Ancients, can't farm your own neutrals, it's just afraid of wards ever. He's like, okay, there's no chance Stay Free have a defensive ward on their own cliff. This is a safe place to farm, but that's the only safe place to farm. And hey, it looks like MSS thinks the enemy jungle is also a safe place to farm. He's farming this big neutral camp here on the Radiant side of the map, just because he does not have any faith in farming his own neutrals.
Yeah. They're kind of desperate, and the fact is that they're not kinking the gold curve at all. Even when Stay Free is not putting up kills on the board, they're getting more ahead, not less.
Well, they're going to go for a counter push here at the bottom lane. They get a tier 1 tower, stall this Stay Free push by a little bit by dropping the Nature's Prophet ultimate, but Stay Free, with Aegis on their side, they're just going to look to push high ground. It looks like they've got all 5 heroes at top, and they're not stopping for anything. They haven't even picked up the Deso or the Aghanim Scepter on their Bounty Hunter as well as Razor.
Yeah, but they do have the BKBs, and so there's just a nice, decent call down, but it's going to whiff. It's too early, I think.
Yep. And Stay Free dodge it. They're just going to wait for maybe their next creep wave and push on the high ground. Nope, they're not even waiting. They say, we've got a siege creep. Let's just go get this tier 3 tower. No glyph on the EG side, and tier 3 tower going to take a fall. EG just can't engage.
No, they don't feel comfortable, and who can blame them? What can they do here? They just kind of have to give this... Oh, here's Jo.
Trying to cop a few nukes and spells maybe there with the little sandback, which is cute, but it's not enough right now. EG still just trying to counter push bottom lane. They got themselves a tier 2 tower as well, so they get 2 towers, and they're still actually pressuring this tier 3 bottom.
Yeah. Well played to Universe, actually. This is, at this point, Stay Free have to leave.
Yeah, this is all about the Rat Dodo at this stage of the game. Here comes the charge. Universe knows it's coming. Yeah. There was an EG ward here scouting it out, and he's going to TP his way back to base. They've held Raxus for now.
Yeah, and they got a tower, and they actually did a little bit of chip damage on this tower. The important thing is that the two tier 3s are now exposed, which is critical. When you're the... Oh, nice relocate onto Trouf. EG, they might get
they're actually going to get this kill here. It looks like they do. TP's coming in a bit too late. They've got to just survive this. Relocate, 6 seconds, 5. I don't think they're actually going to get either of these 2 kills here, so relocate is just about to send them back home.
Almost a perfect relocate, and this is actually maybe they get Corey as well up top.
Oh, Corey, he's got Aegis here. He wants to save his BKB, it looks like, but he's got no TP out. Are they going to go for a second kill? It looks like they do. DK's got an insta-stun. Can he even get the BKB off? He does. Just barely. Here comes a charge from PPD. Ulti as well. They bring down the Chen. Can they get a Sprout or anything? Can they actually kill off any of these heroes? PPD stunned up. There's a Darkseid, a wall, a vacuum. EG, 4 of them get caught here. They're on the run though, EG. Can these heroes actually get finished off? Enzo's chasing. He's got an Aghanim Scepter ultimate. It looks like Universe going to take a fall. He's the first to go down. Jo on the run now, back to his own fountain. No plasma field for the time being, and it looks like EG going to cut their losses.
Gonna get stunned. Nice. Well played by MSS, tracking Enzo that entire duration so he could actually land on it. Okay fight for EG overall, I think, even though they have to spend $5.
Yeah, it costs them a Nature's Prophet buyback, but it still seems okay for them. Nature's Prophet, back to cliff farming now, and Stay Free. They're thinking, hey, look, we're winning this game by a convincing margin, but we've still got to get Raxus at some point very soon.
Yeah, I mean, Stay Free are pushing EG to the absolute brink in this game, too. And EG, pretty good crisis management. I liked the IO relocate gank onto Rubik, because when you have the Spearbreaker maxing his Charge of Darkness last, it does have a very long cooldown. Oh, sorry, I guess it's the same cooldown at all levels. I don't know why I said that. I always thought it scaled, but no. Either way, he had like 10 seconds left. If he had the cooldown, they probably could have killed the DKI, okay. Losing Razor is not great, but he still has his Aghanim Scepter. And he did kill Universe and force the buyback. So.
Yeah, I think it wasn't the best fight for Stay Free, but suddenly they're turning around and picking up a large number of items. They've got Bounty Hunter with a Desolator. They've got the Aghanim Scepter, as mentioned, on the Razor. Darkseid has a Shiver's Guard even. And then Spiritbreaker, he just bought a BKB. Full BKB for PPD.
Oh my god. This support Spiritbreaker has more net worth. Right now he has more net worth than everybody on EG.
Yikes. Rubik, the only player on the Stay Free team who's not ahead of the entire EG lineup.
So EG now, I just don't know. Now that the Desolator's up, now that the Aghanims is up for Razor, EG, they just have to rely on better execution and just a miraculous team fight that bends their way. Because if they even evenly trade and lose this lane, I don't see it. I think it's over.
Here comes the charge on mid. They're going to actually cancel the charge, kill off the Chen first instead. He was charging the gyrocopter.
But no buyback on Chen, no Hand of God. That's Rax. That's a set of Rax.
Yeah, it looks like Rax's Glyph is back up for EG, so they can stall. They can also counter push bottom. They've got Dragonite, who should probably just look to pop the ultimate and go on the high ground here. Midas from Nature's Prophet, but it's like you say, this is going to be Rax's here. The question is, how much damage can EG do bottom? At best, they get maybe a tier 3 tower. They do not have a chance of getting Rax's here, in my opinion.
No, I don't think so either, Gods, because look at this. Like, the Rax's here are already down just by Enzo pushing the button and waiting. So, yeah, they don't even get close, frankly. That was a good decision to TP. Because Razor pushes so fast by himself, you don't need Bounty Hunter there. You don't need Rubik there. Take the Rax and peel off. So, honestly, like, for as pub a composition as this is, every decision they've made has been so intelligent.
Yep, they've managed to just get a really sizable lead here, and EG just don't seem to have a way to fight them. They're basically relying on Stay Free to make a bad call, make a bad decision with when they go for a charge gank, when they go for a push or not defending it. They're just not doing it. Now MSS at bottom lane, Shadow Blade about to wear off. He goes for a stun here on the Rubik, but Bounty Hunter was there waiting in this, and I think MSS just straight up dies here.
Yeah, maybe they could have relocated to bail him out. Maybe he was expecting them to bail him out, but
he thought Rubik was alone. The Bounty Hunter in Invis got him by surprise.
There's a Bounty Hunter on this team. You may have noticed him winning against you. I don't know. 1-0-11 for Corey, by the way. This is basically just the perfect Bounty Hunter game, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't take the kills for yourself because you don't scale that well compared to like Razor. Just every kill has been tracked, or every kill but 1 or 2.
Even Spirit Breaker getting farm and kills. This is a hero who, sure, he's a support this game, but this hero benefits a lot from getting these farm and items. Having a BKB against Dragonite stun, Wisp, Tethers. Tether has stopped his charge and it's just him getting involved in fights so many times, not to mention the Gyro cooldown, doing a lot of AoE damage. BKB on the Spirit Breaker helps a ton.
Yeah, I think he's actually the best player on this entire team to go BKB. It's not even as important for anybody else. I like it on Razor just for tankiness, but at this point, EG, they're on their last legs, period. And I don't see it at this point. This game, they haven't been playing at the level that they would need to stop this Stay Free team.
Yeah, it's not a good game from EG, and getting just overwhelmed and caught by surprise maybe by this Stay Free lineup. As Stay Free they're ahead by Raxus here. They know they're no longer really under as much pressure to constantly take fights, go for kills and ganks, and also even push. Now that they've got Raxus, they can wait for Roshan. They also steal the Gyrocopter's Ancient stack here, so they get themselves a big chunk of gold. And, well, Roshan respawning in under a minute. Charge comes in, it looks like, Stay Free. They want to seal the deal here. BKB on the Spirit Breaker. He's actually going to go on here on the Wisp, and EG may have found an okay fight for themselves. Have they got the damage to actually bring down any of these Stay Free heroes? They're all BKB'd up. They're going to lose the Gyrocopter, though, and with Gyrocopter on the sidelines, I don't think EG can fight for much longer. There's a blink after Fogged here. They're not going to be able to get this kill. And Stay Free. They're just diving the enemy base here.
Yeah.
Fear is going to go down.
They give approximately 0 ships here.
Oh, dear. This may be GG.
I think it is. Jo, he has buyback, but he's a Gyrocopter with BKB and nothing else. What's he doing?
No backdoor protection here. The Aghanim Scepter Razor ultimate just working away in this tower. It now wears off, but they've got themselves a tier 3 tower. They're going to get Raxus.
Fog dies to Corey. Like, one more hit will do it. Oh, nope. I lied. Still, it's over, I think. They've taken the second set of Rax.
Absolutely.
I just look at this EG lineup and it's good, but I don't know. It doesn't move me, Gods. It doesn't move me the way this crazy balls to the wall, safe lane bounty hunter, kill everybody on the map constantly lineup.
I definitely feel the Stay Free lineup in general was just had a lot more spark to it, a lot more character, and well, they delivered. They had the puppy draft with the Spirit Breaker, the bounty hunter carry, as well as a solo mid Razor, and they just won the laning stage, got a bunch of early momentum, and just never looked back.
I really do think that one of the major factors for this game was deciding to trial in the Bounty Hunter. I think it was really, really smart, and it's something not a lot of teams do, but it's not even that it's like optimal in every case, but in this case for Stay Free where they have to win the game, and the only way to win the game is to ensure Bounty Hunter levels, why would you gamble on an offlane Bounty Hunter in that situation? And so I think it paid off completely.
Well, that does it for Game 2. That means we're going to a Game 3 here in the semifinals. Kawa is still alive, luckily, but we've got ourselves a Game 3 decided. This semifinal going to be concluding today. Then tomorrow we've got Fnatic up against Speed Gaming. the former Kaipi. That's our other semi-final. Then the grand finals here. So EG, the expected favorites here, the expected team to make to the grand final. They've got to fight for it here in a Game 3 against Stay Free, guys. So stay tuned. Myself as well as Vikramon will be back shortly.